Hi there, I'm Logan Christopher, and this is another in our series of interviews we're doing to help prepare everyone for the Wizards of Strength workshop, to give you an idea of who the instructors at the workshop are and what we're going to be teaching at this workshop. So you probably already saw the one where I interviewed Chuck. Now, since we're here, we're going to reverse the roles.
Yes.
So, and in case you missed that one, this is Chuck Halbacken, who's going to be there and teaching some really cool stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, Logan, at the workshop, it's the Wizards of Strength workshop, which is October 19, 20, 21 in San Diego. And it's going to be fantastic. You're going to be there.
Yes.
But what exactly are you going to talk about at the workshop?
Okay, I am going to talk about a number of different things.
Okay.
It still may change slightly, but as of right now, what I'm going to be showing people is really a whole lot in the mental and energy training realm. Mm-hmm. In the past couple of years, I've really gone deep with this because the way I see it, like everyone, in our field is into strength training, and you can go so far with that. Mm-hmm. And you can get really far just with that, but what's really untapped is really the mental side. You look at any sports top-of-the-line people, they say, 90% of the game is mental. Yeah. And although strength, of course, is heavily physical, it is still 90% mental. Not just in like how you approach the exercise, but how you look at the exercise, everything you do. So I've been really going deep and looking all the research, all the books written by people back in the day, recently, to really, how do you unlock your mind to best allow you to achieve your goals.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So how did you get on this sort of stuff? What kind of put you there? I'm going to ask you about your background a little bit, but what got you there? You said it's been a couple of years.
Yep. What the big catalyst was when I first went up to a workshop with a guy who's been my mentor in a lot of these fields, Dr. John LaTourette, who's a 10th degree black belt known as the Speed Man. He's very well accomplished in martial arts as well as a number of other fields like NLP, energy medicine, things that I've been studying since seeing him in action, because he is a real good example of someone who has achieved a whole lot of things using these, I guess, skills that are outside the normal awareness of people. Mm-hmm. And so I've been studying with him and with other people to really build up my skill level so I can apply them in my own field and to help other people do the same.
Now you said he's kind of quick. That's my sarcastic, endearingly sarcastic, by the way, expression. Give me an idea how quick he is.
He was clocked. He was clocked by Black Belt Magazine at 16 hits in 1 second.
16 hits in 1 second.
16 hits in 1 second. Yes.
Okay.
Which is really fast. That's so fast cameras can't pick up his hands well, and it's quite crazy to be hit by him.
So you should be like in a vehicle driving away from him, and that's your safe zone.
You don't piss him off.
That is fantastic. So you worked with him?
Yes, I did martial arts training along with the mental sciences as well. Okay. So I haven't hit someone 16 times in a second. I haven't really clocked myself, but I could probably this is one of the processes that he teaches and has learned from, is really when someone can excel at something, you model it, you figure out what they're doing, not just physically, but mentally as well. So how are they seeing the targets, everything that they're doing physically with their physiology. You could look and see people, just the small things that they're doing that they might not even be aware of. But all that's very important to get up to that, going that fast.
That's fantastic. By the way, for the record, I'm not volunteering for him to try that out on me. Okay. So tell me a little bit about, go back younger in yourself. Give us a little bit more of your background.
Okay. I really got into, I wasn't into fitness my entire life or health or anything. In fact, I was a weak and scrawny kid. I was really weak. Entering high school, I didn't weigh 100 pounds. Wow. So I really was like the proverbial 98-pound weakling. Mm-hmm. I played football in high school, but really that was just because my brother, he played football and he did really well, but I didn't perform that well. I wasn't that good, neither was our team.
Okay.
But in that time, I started doing some strength training, as they have you do on the football, but I wasn't really into it a lot at that time. It was shortly after exiting high school that I got into training more for myself, really. And from there, I learned about body weight exercises. I got huge into body weight exercises, found out about kettlebells, started doing those, got into the feats of strength after reading the autobiography, or the biography of the Mighty Atom. I was like, I want to do that, and from there, it just sort of got out of control.
It's kind of cool when you read of the older strength, the strength guys, because the average person doesn't recognize that the strongest men in the world were around way prior to any type of performance-enhancing drugs.
Yeah.
And the feats of strength they did then, I mean, what did Saxon do? He bench pressed like 386 or something like that?
388 pounds.
Yeah.
Possibly more unofficially. It's funny to look at this story. He was actually, they didn't even wait till afterward, and he was literally hanging weights off the bar because, they didn't have weights as standardized as we have today.
Yeah.
But he literally was just weights hanging, and he kept failing. He's like, no, I'm going to do this. And it was like unofficially, he did over 400 pounds.
Wow. But, and
that's putting overhead with one arm more weight than most people can pick off the ground with two.
But because bottom line, how many guys that are, strong, but by normal standards, not by our standards, but by normal standards, the average person cannot pull 400 pounds off the ground.
No.
Not even close.
No.
That's fantastic. And it's, so what it sounds to me what I'm doing, and I'm not trying to put words in your mouth, but it sounds like what you're doing is, because we play in the same sandbox a lot, but you're taking the old-time strong stuff that we both do, and then you're taking this new, actually using new technology or new thinking and applying it, but you're still staying true to that.
Yes.
You're synergistically, you're combining the two really well.
Bringing the two together, really the best of the old-time strongmen and the best of the new stuff as well. One of the biggest things I was really looking at was, what makes a difference between your average person that's trying to build strength and someone that really, breaks world records. What is the difference between them? It's not genetics. Yes, genetics play a role, but that's not the end all, the whole, the whole part of it, especially with epigenetics now, realizing how we can influence with like nutrition and our mindset, how we can influence our genes to express or not express themselves. So yeah, there is genetic potential, but that's such a minor thing. But really the main thing that's going to determine whether someone becomes, phenomenally great, phenomenally strong, the best in the world at whatever they're trying to do, and someone that doesn't, it's in here.
Yeah.
Of course. But not is it, it's, people tend to oversimplify, and I probably overcomplicate because I've studied so much. It's not as simple as like, oh, I'm making a decision to go after it. That's a big part, building the desire.
Right.
But how do you overcome the blocks that may get in your way? How do you get yourself there faster? How do you get your mindset right? And I've studied things that actually show you how to do that and, change your beliefs, change and get rid of blocks that might be in the way. For instance, if you have a plateau in something, a lot of times it's not a physical issue, it's mental.
Yeah.
What if you could get rid of that in just a few moments? And you can, if you know how, if you know the proper steps to do so.
So one of the things that's interesting because you and I know each other pretty well, and we have a lot of these really kind of deep into the rabbit hole kind of conversations.
Yes.
I don't set goals, for example, physically, because I tend to be way too hard-headed about it, and then I overtrain, and I stop listening to my body, and I tend to get injured and things like that. But part of the problem with being really, really strong, although neither one of us look like we're Hercules, but it's very deceiving.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah, exactly. I don't look Hercules. Is you can hurt yourself with your strength levels, especially doing the kind of the more fun stuff, the destructive training, as I call it, the bending and the tearing. You can really hurt yourself. So I tend to not think. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, that leads to an interesting point. The whole listening to your body. I think, like you were saying, a lot of people they may have that real desire and they push beyond the boundaries, and that's useful in instances. You want to be able to bring that out because you need that at times.
Sure, absolutely.
But you don't want to always do that. You're going to destroy yourself in the process.
Yeah.
Listening to your body and having done all the work you've done, your body tells you a lot of things, and you're actually able to pick it up. You have the awareness, the proprioceptive capability throughout your body. Most people don't have that, and this stops their ability to move well, stops their ability to be able to use their body as best as they possibly can. So it's both physical, but it's mental. One of the things I plan on teaching at the workshop is a process of changing how you perceive different exercises. For instance, well, let's actually play with this. And at the workshop, I'll be doing this with exercises because I've been having a lot of fun with it. When you change how you perceive an exercise, and most people, when I say this, they don't have awareness of how they, like just before we were talking about this, and you were saying like, okay, now that I think about it, like this is the image, this is the feeling I get.
Yeah.
Most people don't have any perception of that. So one, you have to bring that into your awareness, and then from that point, you can change it. So tell me, is there a food you don't like?
Yes.
What is it?
Brussels sprouts.
Okay. And I noticed...
Detest would be a way of saying it.
Okay, so think about Brussels sprouts. I already noticed you were looking here.
Yeah.
You're looking down.
Yeah.
This is actually very important. So when you imagine Brussels sprouts, describe the image. What do you see? You can notice his physiology. There's sort of disgust on his face.
I'm trying to think of a diplomatic way of saying it. I'll just say they taste like a fart smells to me. That's the only cruciferous vegetables I don't like, and I absolutely detest them. My wife loves them, and I can just and she always likes to brown them slightly in butter, and the vision of it almost, I'm sure you can tell by my body, it almost nauseates me.
Yeah. So describe a food you like. Just pick a different one.
New York steak.
Yeah? Okay, tell me about New York steak.
New York steaks are fantastic. They have just the correct amount of marbling, love the taste. I like them about that thick. I don't like them super thick, and I like them medium rare.
Yeah. So you probably couldn't tell on the camera, but where he was looking, it wasn't as low. It was above.
Yeah.
It was higher, which this tends to happen a lot if people hold things that's low criteria is going to be low versus. Yeah. That tends to be pretty universal.
That is so interesting. Now that's why you guys got to go to this, because so like in what I do, when you're looking down, that's really facilitating flexion, which is that's your first movement into startle. To where you're into here and you're actually looking down, where as your confidence level is higher, then you're more like this.
Yeah.
And by the way, this was not staged. I had no idea what you were just going to ask me.
Well, what we could do with this, and if he wants to start like Brussels sprouts, we can change those what are known as submodalities. I'd have to ask a few more questions to get deeper in this. I imagine, was the picture any bigger with the New York steak?
Oh yeah, it was huge.
Yeah.
I mean,
what about
it was all the way over there.
The color, Rider colors?
Oh, much. It was almost hard for me to describe the Brussels sprouts because I was inhibiting so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we took those and changed them, which it's pretty easy to do, you have control of your mind, you just change where the image is, the colors of it, we can make it so that they become appealing.
So you tell me I could like Brussels sprouts?
Yeah, we could.
Wow.
We'll play with this more if you'd like to.
That would make my wife happy, by the way. You can score some serious points, dude.
My point with this is, I've been playing with this a lot myself, and it's actually pretty phenomenal. We store exercises in our mind the same way. So how you perceive an exercise that you're super successful, you can easily do. Tearing a deck of cards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
no big deal at all. Yeah. Compare that to...
bench pressing.
Yeah. Yeah, bench pressing 400 pounds. So we can shift some modalities, how we perceive these in the mind, and that will actually change how your mind, thus your body, perceives the exercise. I'm not saying that instantly you'd be able to bench press 400 pounds. Right. That's not going to happen. But it's going to better align your body to be able to do the things where you will be more successful in the long run, but it also actually can make you instantly stronger. It's like a neurological way to better align your body to exert the strength it has to be able to do everything it can do with that exercise.
See, this is cool because what I feel that I teach people is how to open up neurological pathways so they're actually able to direct energy where they need it.
Yeah.
You're doing the same thing in my head.
Yeah, and this,
cool.
It can actually, physiologically
this makes this work.
Yeah, and vice versa. You can do the same thing. So we're approaching the same thing through different paths, and that's what this whole workshop is about. I think I wrote it on the letter. There is no one way for like superhuman strength. there are many different ways. We're going to give you 4 different experiences and the connections you get on top of that, plus the caliber of the attendees is going to be pretty great.
It's going to be fantastic.
You're going to see so many different things, and you know what I'm teaching may appeal to you more than what Bud's teaching or what Chuck's teaching.
Absolutely.
Possibly for another person will be different. The important thing is just seeing all these different ways, and you pick and choose what works best for you. And when you get the DVDs, of course, you can go back and then relearn stuff later, add to it.
Now and the thing that, as you guys are watching, that you have to understand is we are every bit as excited about this as you are, and not probably for the reasons you think. The thing is, we're able to refine and expand what it is that we do. And I mean, we've been here, I mean, you guys are going to see all this, we've been here probably 2 hours at this point, and I was just telling Logan in between the interviews, when I'm around him, my energy level, it's you know, it's kind of like that you've had like 2 or 3 cups of coffee, but you don't have the jittery thing. I just feel very energetic, and I can feel the energy. When I'm standing there, I'm very aware of every joint in my body. Okay, I mean, and it's just, that's what we want you guys to experience, because it's, now granted, I'm a little bit sensitive because all the other stuff that I do, but look, you're going to feel it too.
Yeah. Well, let's actually talk about the energy, because I'll be teaching that as well.
Absolutely.
Some of the stuff. You've had some experience me teaching you it before, and I remember you saying something like, what I've learned in these, you know, this past hour is more mind-blowing than anything you'd learned in the past couple of years.
Totally. Yeah. Not even close.
Yeah. It's really, no one knows this stuff yet. It's so powerful. So my background in this, and this may sound a little off the wall or woo-woo, but when you see the results that it brings and really see the proof there, it's pretty powerful. The system I've been learning is known as Eden Energy Medicine. I'm studying to become a certified practitioner. It's a long, like 2-year course you have to go through in order to do this. The founding person, Donna Eden, she can actually see energy as clear as you and I can see each other right now.
I got you.
And she's been doing this for years and studying other things, and really like the idea that the meridian system, which is one of the 9 energy systems in the body, this has been known for thousands of years in Chinese medicine. If you look at remember the Iceman, that old mummified guy they found, they had arthritis and like pinworms or something in his stomach, and he had actually tattoos of the acupuncture points that worked on back pain, that worked on digestive issues. Yes, tattoos of them. So they've known this stuff for a long time, and it's because they could not only see, and it seems a lot harder, but actually feeling the energies. With some experience, it's not that hard to do. When you can optimize your energies, you get phenomenal results. This is similar to the stuff you do in many regards, like getting people out of pain oftentimes. I tell a story, I wasn't trying to do this at all, but my brother had some back pain, and I taught him a drill which actually connects the upper body energy to the lower body. It's called the belt flow. He did that drill and his pain went away magically, like you did when you're walking from doing the mobility work. There's all sorts of different ways to arrive at the same result. So when your body's energies are optimized, it's probably not the biggest thing for strength itself, though it will help, but having coordination, health, of course, those different things that you can then apply better toward achieving your strength goals. Although with that too, I'd say there can be some results.
But so what's interesting is, so what I'm getting from this is, again, we go back to most of the stuff that we're teaching, maybe we have some new twists on it, but this information has been around for a long time. And with modern medicine, and I'm not going to be negative about it because you do need modern medicine quite often, okay? But there was so much of an everyday life that people were self-healing or allowing their bodies to heal. Their movement patterns were good because they weren't sitting down at a desk all day. They were actually up and moving, and their energy level, the flow was good, so they didn't get sick as often right off the bat.
When you can manage and direct your energies very well, you have like complete body awareness like you do. When you bring these things together, then achieving physical goals becomes something real easy to do. And like you said, the health, there's an idea in Chinese medicine of the superior health, the radiant health, which is, it's really health beyond danger. You can't get sick. Disease isn't going to happen to you. You really get to a level where you're really beyond that, and you can live a long life with that. It's not that you become old and decrepit. I find it, I don't say anything, but when there's like older people and say, oh, back in my day, it's like, I can't wait till I'm old as you, I'm going to be so much stronger than I am right now.
Yeah.
That's my plan, and I'm sticking to it. And of course, that's a belief, but this belief is going to allow me to do the actions that then make it come true.
Well, and here's interesting that ties, again, what I mean, because what we're doing is more similar than not, is, do you realize that the older you get, the better you should move? Because your nervous system is more refined at that point.
And you have more time to practice.
Yeah, you've got way more reps in there. So what we're going to teach you there, I mean, is you're going to have your energy system is going to be fantastic. And this is just 2 out of the 4 of us. And you're going to be able to channel it well. And believe it or not, I have had people tell me, I wouldn't want to live to be 100. Okay, when I say this, and I'm not trying to be coarse, I'm talking about when you look at people that are in the, I think it's 9 places in the world, National Geographic discovered, they call the blue zones.
Blue zones, right, yeah. Where people are very healthy and live long lives.
Live to be like 100 years old, into their mid-90s. Here's what you have to understand. When if you're watching this video, you probably don't have this preconceived idea, but if you do, generally speaking, people in Western societies, they think, oh, somebody's 90 or 100, they think of them being in a wheelchair and just going, why would I want to live that long? Okay, these people are up, they're active, they still work, and guess what? They still have sex on a weekly basis. They're incredibly healthy and vibrant people.
Yeah.
And when they die, it's typically not in a hospital. It's as in they were out doing the garden and that was it.
And at most, like a couple weeks of being bedridden just at the end, but nothing, it's not years of...
Not like what we see here,
Not fun.
Yeah, and we're not saying that by going for 3 days with us, you're going to have all the knowledge, but this gets you on the path.
This is going to give you a very good foundation to do all that, and to achieve what your goals happen to be.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. So yeah, if you want to go to that at wizardsofstrength.com, you can sign up. They should be released when we still got the early bird price. If not, still going to be worth far more than what you're paying for it. So that's October 19th through 21st, San Diego, California. It's going to be a great time.
Absolutely, it'll be fantastic. Look forward to seeing you.
Yeah, we'll see you there.